Happy February, everybody. So, this video is going to be a more reasonable dragon slayer. It's about 3 feet long from tip to pommel, and because it is a more reasonable length, I can make it out of 1/2 inch, so it's still going to be pretty freaking heavy. But the first step is we are going to lay the stencil out on the bar, and we're gonna cut it out and then clean up the edges. So, sweet. Sharpie sucks. I'm gonna start just by cutting this so it's more manageable.
You and your shit that you should. Long as you know you're up to evil and you know damn good. Get on the floor, man, and rep your hood. Now,
oh man, that took forever to cut out. But I went through and I cleaned up all the edges. And now I have to polish up the surface. Man, that took a long time. 2 days worth of cutting wheel. It is toasty. There's a couple of spots still in here, but the center of this gets covered in the gun blue, and then the spots on the edges, I'm taking it down a 1/2 inch over, 1/4 inch down, since this is 1/2 inch. So I think most of those spots down here will go away. Michael would be so disappointed in me, but this is 320. I'm not taking it all the way down like to 320, but just getting most of the surface finish nice and good looking. And then that's one side done. Now I gotta flip it and do the other side, and then I'll tune back in when I'm ready to do the gun blue. Alright, so we're ready for gun blue. The surface has been acetoned and taped off. This is all the gun blue I have, so hopefully it'll be enough. The metal's still hot. That's why it's steaming. Oh god, oh god. Heavy. Now wait 60 seconds and we'll wash it off. So the gun glue came out pretty uneven. The black stuff around the edges, that's just Sharpie that I use to locate where the tape should go. Yeah, there's some blurriness around the edge, but I'm definitely going to gun glue it again. But right now I have no money, so I can't get any more. So for the time being, we can start working on the collar portion. And I have to sandpaper some areas where the duct tape failed. But it looks alright. I want more of an even black, so. Now on to the color. Oh, it looks okay on the viewfinder. I don't know, let's see if we can see how it's all uneven. It might work for the look of the sword, but it's not working for what I want it to look like. So more gun glue, but until that happens, we're gonna start working on the collar. Ugh. Shit. Woo. Yes, I welded along here on both of them, and then I tacked them together so that I can grind them all to the same shape. Wow, it's really hot. Whew. Yeah, but that's what I'm doing now. So it's pretty clean. There's a few spots like right there that's painfully obvious. I'll probably fill back in with weld, but pretty good looking. Woo! Now I gotta nip these two tack welds and separate the plates now that they are almost done. All the shaping is done on them. Woo! It's starting to look like a dragon slayer. Now, the next step, because I still don't have gun blue, is to sharpen the edge, which is going to take forever. But, yeah, it's coming along. Another thing that I stole from Cthulhu was this little guy for marking out the edge, so. Well, that's one edge done of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. One of 8 done. So yeah, that was that took a lot longer than I thought. One thing that I realized when I was marking out the lines, I mismeasured this. This is a 3/4 inch plate, not a 1/2 inch. So my grinder is like almost stalling out as I do it. So I'm gonna have to give the grinder a break and do each edge in short spurts. Because this thing is big, heavy, and thick. That's what she said. Alright. So yeah, I'll tune you guys back in when I have all the edges done. I'll probably end up repolishing it, the edge, after I get done welding because of spatter. And I'll probably end up repolishing it after I do my testing, like sinking it into a log. So this is kind of pointless, but I just thought I wanted to get a picture for Facebook of it all sharpened. All sharpened. It took forever. Okay, so it's time to weld the collar piece on. I'm going to weld along this slot that I cut out, and then I left just this slot because these two extra holes, they get spot welded on like that. So, and then you grind the whole thing to the same plane. So I'm going to, I got the map gas here, and I'm going to preheat this 3/4 inch as much as I possibly can. My oxyacetylene is out right now, so all I got is map gas. So I'm going to be here for a while heating this up because my welder, there's no way I'm going to be able to get the 3/4 inch cold, weld it cold. So yeah, I'm going to preheat it as much as I can, and then I'll turn the camera back on when I'm ready to weld. I got this little guard here too for welding to protect this inner ridge, because that's going to be a bitch to sand if it's not protected. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Okay, here we go. Let's see, that appeared to have worked. Oh yeah. It's a decent weld. And it definitely carried the puddle along the 3/4 inch, so time to clean that up, and then we'll put the second plate on. Okay, we're ready to attach the second plate. Hopefully, can you still see that? Kind of, yeah, we're, plug welding. So, hopefully this goes about as well as the first one did. Might have to fill some holes, but seem pretty good. There's only a few little spatter dots. I'm not concerned about the ones on this top area here because that gets all grinded flat. There's only there's one there that's attached. Two spatter spots that I didn't really cover that well. So yeah, time to grind and clean. Okay, so I got this guy on there, you saw that, and I got the second one put on, but in order to make sure that the holes line up for that second plate that goes on there, I'm going to drill the hole now for this guy. So yeah, here we go. Ooh, that's not a good start. Uh-oh. Doesn't appear to have drilled straight through. No, it didn't. Alright, I'll figure it out. And right now it wants to sit like over here. Like right there. And that's not evenly spaced. So what I'll do is I'll weld this guy on. And then I'll drill a second hole through there. Try to meet it. Just putting some trenches into the bottom so I can weld into and then grind it flat. Wow! Clamp it. Bring in a quarter. 1.5. So the plan here, since I don't trust my welder and this is such a heavy blade, is I'm threading this hole so I can put this threaded rod in there, and then I'll drill another hole in the handle and I'll be able to screw the handle on and then I'll weld it, just for extra insurance that it'll stay. Oh God, please don't break. That alone should be enough for a handle, but I'm still putting a big metal handle on there. This seems pretty good though. So now it's time for the handle. Yeah, that's straight. Any normal person would have seen that coming. I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to. The threads need to be cut down a little bit, like maybe a ½ inch. Alright. Got the threads right. Oh, it's heavy. Ah! Ka-chink! Just like guts. Yeah. So I set this guy up. My other big drill press is broken right now, so I had to use the small one. So I'm doing the best that I can here. I ground a bevel for welding, and this is supposed to be like a gentle slope down to a skinny point where the pommel is. So now that that's done, I think we're ready to weld. Yeah, so it's a decent weld. Now to clean it up. And then after that, the only two things I have left to do is the pommel and the slots cut in here and here. I didn't want to do those before putting the handle on because I knew this spatter was going to get in there and it'd be even harder to clean out if it was cut in like it is in the manga. So the next thing that I'm going to do is the pommel. I'm going to make it out of this square part of the crowbar that was kindly donated to me by my stepfather, who accidentally ran it over with an excavator, so it became mine. So I'm going to cut a chunk out of this square and then make the pommel. So yeah. Alright, so I got that cut out. This doesn't matter because I have to cut this shape on this plane now, and then it'll be in the right shape. Then I gotta bevel the edges and then it'll be ready to weld. Alright, there's the pommel. I put the threaded rod in there so it'd be easier to clamp in the vise to clean it up, and also I'm going to thread it into the handle and then weld around just like I did the handle to the blade. Just makes it stronger, but yeah, turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna have to play with the threads a little bit so this is in the right plane with this, and I need to shave this down more so I can get a bevel to weld into there, because the pommel's kind of tiny compared to the handle. So yeah. So I just I did 2 little tacks on the pommel. Is that in focus? There and there, just to keep it in place because it's screwed on pretty tight. Ooh, that's hot. So now the next thing is to cut these slots and then probably weld in on the little cracks between the plates and then grind back again. Yeah, so there's the rough grind for those slots. So really the only thing left after I clean these up and the inside of this is the chain link, and then redo the gun blue because it's all scratched up now. And I'm gonna polish up the edge, and then we'll do testing. Woo! All right, there's the chain link. I wrapped it in an old button-up shirt, and I used this 2-sided tape, put it along the handle, and wrapped it with the shirt. The other side looks like this. It's got 2 flat edges, and the gun blue on this side still needs to be touched up. Gun blue on this side, the you know, the presentation side, is pretty decent, but I'm still going to touch it up with some gun blue. The edges need to be polished a little bit more, but for the purposes of this video, she's done. So, you know what that means? Time to smash. Holy shit. Take 2. What? There it is. is a big blade.